Yang it.
Yeah, man. I'm
What's
already
up?
nervous. I'm
Uh,
already I'm already introducing myself with yeah, man.
yeah,
Like
I'm a little shaky. What's up, guys? This is Rick. I got Cesar with this excellent. You guys want to laugh? This is
I
what I gotta see every time I hang out with him. It says, "Please activate SparkCam."
I am the one-eyed king of SparkoCam.com. So that's what I do.
He's the last guy that runs SparkCam. I'm not even sure what
They-
the hell SparkCam is.
yeah, at one time I tried to use it and now it's stuck with me, so it's my friend now. So no, yeah, no, like
You know,
I'm pretty sure there's gonna be like a very conspiracy type channel that's gonna be like Rick and Cesar are into something because you see that's the one-eyed king
it's all
right in there.
SparkCam viral marketing. That's the final secret.
Yeah, the final secret. I'm the
Sparksoft.
yeah,
Sparksoft
whatever.
spokesman. Anyway,
Let the
so
sparks fly. Okay.
we're here to talk about Terra the Go From Earth, the comic that me and Cesar are working on. We announced it towards the end of a live stream a couple weeks ago now, and we were, I mean, I don't know about you, Cesar, but I was kind of into my cups at that point. I drink
It,
like a bottle and a half of wine, as I promised Sean I would do.
yeah, you
Um,
were kind of like, hey,
I was all
Caesar,
about, yeah, I was all bouncing everywhere. I was like, well, yeah. It
yeah,
wasn't that bad.
you were like, Caesar, come on, get in here, you fucker. Yeah, man.
So,
Yeah,
so we've been working on this thing for a while. It started as a kind of a personal project a few years ago, and I finally sat down and I plotted out most of the events of the story one way in a very kind of light outline way. But then when I started talking to Cesar, we kind of developed this thing a little bit differently from the initial concept. So now I have a much longer plot outline. Basically, this is going to be a full print comic book. I didn't want to do digital comics originally, but now we're gonna do it.
yeah,
Just because I think it, some people just they only read the digital comic way.
yeah. Pretty much, they live their lives in the digital realm. So,
Yeah,
like Digimon.
like the freaking Digimans.
Yeah, man.
So anyway, anyway, so what is
It's
this comic supposed to be? This right now, if you guys aren't following all the drama that's happening in the comics industry, most of the mainstream comic companies have been completely, as the term is now used, converged. It is full suck just all the time. Social justice nonsense. Just pure radical leftism. There's no heroism left, and a lot of people have tried to pinpoint as to when this happened. The current iteration was after the head editor of Marvel stepped down. He left the One More Day storyline open for the next editor to take over and finish, which was the story in Spider-Man where he basically hands over the last like 10 years of his life or something to save Aunt May, even though she's like decrepit and old. Like, I'm sorry, she's had her time. But in the process, Mephisto says, "Okay, fine, I'll take it, and I'm also taking the unborn child that you didn't know you had." So Spider-Man kind of accidentally sacrificed his child to the devil, and I think in a real way that was the turning point for Marvel. At that point, they really started getting sour. Because the new editor that came in, didn't give a crap about any of the old storylines, the old characters. He just wanted to push his nonsense out there, and we've seen the fruits of that. We've seen sales collapsing. We've seen Black Captain America, female Thor, just pure revolutionary mentality, social justice mentality, and that's all kind of boring stuff. I mean, there's to me, there's almost nothing more boring than like whining about social justice warriors on YouTube.
At this point, yes.
Yeah,
There's been enough of it.
it's become a cliche on its own. But here's the thing: when I started developing the Terra story about, like, geez, I think it's been a few years now. You didn't see this kind of character before, but I thought it was a good kind of encapsulation of a stereotype, which is The she's a lesbian, the side of her head shaved and hair dyed some wacky color. But now, in the current Marvel and DC, and even a lot of the indie comics, in that whole zeitgeist, you see this character everywhere. It's become like a
Yeah,
stereotype. Like if you guys follow any of the more popular reviewers of comics on here on YouTube, you'll see that it becomes a cliche. They're like, oh, here it is, another um, female character who's tough as nails with their head side of her head shaved. So I could have changed that. We could have changed that character at this point and made it look something different. But the point of this character is not originality.
yeah. That's the whole point of hers to be that.
That the point we're trying to do, what we're trying to do is what Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons did for Watchmen, which was, I guess, their response to the superhero mentality of their time, and which is still kind of responsible for the deconstruction of the superhero and the American mindset, and just the comic mindset in general. Uh, that's what we want to do for the female action hero, the action packed female protagonist who's tough as nails, drinks like drinks like
Like
a fish, swears like a sailor. Yeah. However, however,
However,
I say this only half jokingly. Um, this Terra's gonna run for 20 years. You can't run a long story like the one we're planning here on just parody, on just critiquing a single topic.
yeah,
This,
I don't even think One Punch Man could run for fucking 20 years on that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So we're the scope for this project is gonna be pretty wide. It's gonna be a very long form story we're gonna tell. I have no idea how long it's gonna take. It's gonna take as long as it takes. If I have one reader, I'm gonna keep pushing it. So anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess we had some art lined up, but because Google killed Hangouts, and I'm not sure how to post pictures here on Streamlabs, unless I get like Upgrade Pro. I'm still figuring this whole thing out, guys.
Yeah. We're gonna have to probably link them somewhere so you guys can know what we're talking about.
Yeah. The thing that a lot of indie comics are doing right now to help fund themselves is they're doing an Indiegogo campaign. We do want to do that. That is on the docket, but we're not going to launch it right away. We want to get more, draw more interest for it. Obviously, we have a pretty good listener base now with with this channel, which I've renamed and temporarily scrubbed the history for, just because I don't want it to muddy the efforts that we're trying to make. Because we got to talk to people in this process that are a little more normie. They're not used to our content. They're not used to the kind of perspectives
Yeah.
that we talk about here.
In art in general, like I'm an artist, but I don't get along well a lot with a lot of other artists because you just you know you just get invited to these art galleries or wherever, and you go, and it's just these green-haired people everywhere, piercings everywhere, people talking about being vegan. It's all this stereotype, in one single place, and but see, this is what I worried about. I don't know if you're joking, Ortho Bro, but you said another woke lesbian. I don't know if that's
Oh yeah, she's definitely woke lesbian. Like, make the bones about it. Like, this is a direct critique of this kind of character that we see
Yes.
everywhere. Of this perspective. I mean, it's not specifically it's not specifically geared to the woke demographic. Criticizing them, because that's really easy just to criticize them. But it's, I guess the wider perspective is, how did this come about? How did this mentality become so popular?
Mhm.
What are people missing in this culture that this mentality, this religion? I mean, To be honest, it's it it's a religion.
Yes, like people. I don't think they can acknowledge how profound these ideas have been ingrained in the culture because, as you said, we can criticize SJWs and all of that all day. We all know that, but I still find myself having to tell people about viewpoints regarding how they just grab whatever they like, even if it's contradictory, and adapt it to their lifestyle. They're total relativists, even if they don't know it. It's just
It's like a
ingrained in them.
nihilist a la carte mentality where everything gets kind of just it's all commodified. It's all like adrift with no roots.
Exactly.
Um,
And I don't think that's been addressed nearly enough.
yeah, and so the big reaction right now in the comics world, especially in the indie comics world, to the wokeness that's affected the major comic studios, is to try to it is nostalgia. They're trying to go back to the
Yeah.
'90s, finding old '90s artists like they're imitating the old '90s storylines. You have got people like Richard Meyer doing the Jawbreaker story. You have Ethan Van Sciver like bringing back his character from the '90s, the Cyber Frog guy.
We're gonna try to be diplomatic about this because we don't want to,
Yeah, I'm
But
I'm not hating on those guys.
yeah,
I certainly have critiques of their comics. I certainly have critiques of some of their behavior online, some of their things they say. But like, you can't you can't go back. You can't answer the deconstruction of everything around you by pretending it didn't happen. It did happen. Like that really did happen, and at this point, people think of a hero of especially a superhero as just like a guy with powers who punches the right bad guy.
yeah.
And
Like there's no specific set of values, right?
yeah, it's and this has been the superhero is a degenerated form of the hero. The hero is a degenerated form of the saint. I mean, if we can get into this sort of thing, it's what the themes we're trying to grapple with in the story. So, I guess we can talk about the story a little bit then.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna talk a bit about how I came into the project, just because I'm a complete fucking stranger
Yes.
to the crowd. Literally, I was just a fan of Rome is Burning and Rick and Commonfield and all of that. And then I saw a tweet by Rick because at this time he was tweeting a lot and having Twitter battles and refuting Anglicans at 3 in the morning. So, and he was just asking what people charge for art, and I was like, "Hey, bro, I'll just do some artwork for you. Here's my artwork, and if you like it, we can go on." He liked it, and now we're here. I'm not as well versed as these guys in orthodoxy and what is typically talked about in this channel, but I am inclined towards that direction. So it's a long way of saying we cool.
Yeah, we're cool.
Yeah, we cool. And it's been kind of long because that was about, what would you say, a year and a half ago.
It's. I mean, for you guys who even just follow the channel and don't know me personally, like who aren't in any of the chats of mine, you know how crazy my life has been in the past couple years. Got married twice, same woman.
Same
For those
woman.
of you who don't know, uh,
It's
my
Rick.
best
It's Rick, a Mormon. More at 6.
Rick Mormon exposed. Just go to VaticanCatholic.com.
It's like Rick in the light of the Bible.
Rick and Lie of the Bible. It's Pastor Steven Anderson.
It's wicked. Okay, go ahead.
So what happens is I had what I got married. I had to move. My best friend died. My wife's pregnant.
Jesus. I had a severe
Wow.
episode of anxiety disorder
Yeah.
last year, and I couldn't do shit for months. Like I
I
was
had a total flip out.
yeah. So it's just complete. I mean, I'm not gonna air out my miseries in here, but that thing is over. And lately, we've been actually getting this train because last year, 2018, I was giving occasional ideas or artwork, but it wasn't that constant because of that same thing. But right now, it's just been way more constant and way more concentrated. So you guys uh, can expect more. Mm, well, no, a better way to phrase it is that we feel more comfortable doing this now because it's the gears are getting going smoother now. You've sort of gotten over your hurdles too, even though you're having a kid and everything. But that's not that I don't think that produces misery in your mind. So
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
so it doesn't. It's not as debilitating. It's not as it doesn't make you as sluggish. So it's an effort that you're gonna have to make, but at the same time, it brings joy. So it's not like oh my god.
No, and plus, look, and this is something I think about a lot. That if anything, I have to more now because I'm gonna have a child looking up to me. I can't. I don't want them to look at their father and see a quitter. You know, so
That's true. That's
I
true.
can't be
Oh.
I can't be half-assing it. I can't be dropping stuff. This is something that I've been wanting to do for a while. We're gonna be doing it. Nothing stops this train. So you're gonna be seeing me post more artwork on the account for this project, which is All Flame Comics. Where the hell's my phone? Oh,
At
it's
first
in my
we
pocket.
at at first we were all flame, no game, but now we do have game. So.
So it's
I
just a
was
cake
like,
of cheesy jokes, guys. Don't worry.
yes, exactly.
Yeah, our
But they
our
work though because I'm aware that they're cheesy.
yes, our the Twitter account we're running for this is All Flame Comics, all one word, no spaces or underscores, nothing. I'll be retweeting stuff onto my main Twitter account from there. But if you guys want to follow this project specifically, we'll be talking about it there.
it's all flame. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I have an Instagram and everything, but it's my stuff. So at times I will randomly put old stuff in there, blah blah blah. So it's not conducive to just terror stuff, you know. So it's better to follow that Twitter account.
And for those of you guys
And
who aren't into comics, I hope you'll check out our comic anyway. Um, working on some promo pages that should be dropping soon. So you'll see
yeah,
more stuff about it as we lead up to the actual launch of the Indiegogo campaign. We'll try to get some guest spots and some other live streams, some other like comic-based live streams, comic-centric live streams. Yeah, it'll be pretty cool.
yeah. And listen, guys, like if you don't, oh, go ahead. Sorry, Rick.
No,
I'll
no,
talk. Okay.
go
Yeah.
ahead.
If you are not into comics, because I've been actually in an absence of comics for a pretty long time, because it got so crappy, and then whatever. You guys know what's up with that. But what was it? What was I gonna say? Okay, yeah. If you're not into comic, if you're not into reading them, if you're just into artwork, the comic's gonna be pretty. You know,
Yeah,
it's gonna be pretty and it's gonna be easy to read. Uh, right now, it popped into my mind that if I think possibly it could be read without reading it. You get me? Like I think it's easy enough. I think we worked out enough expressions and character quirks or character movements that you could tell what's going on even if you don't read it. You can
yeah.
just
That's definitely key. So that's the way that we focus on a lot, which is like I guess the nonverbal communication,
yeah.
which is if the guy's wearing a mask that covers his entire face, you gotta do some other crap like eye expressions, like they're doing with Spider-Man now in the movies. But even if you don't
yeah.
and look, guys, if you don't follow the current thing happening with comics, but you just have maybe you watch the awful normie trash that is the MCU and DCU movies. Don't worry, because you're gonna see that crap in those movies very soon.
Exactly.
It's hidden right there. I mean, what the hell are they doing now? They're gonna have Black Captain America. They're gonna have
Thor 4.
Natalie Portman as Thor now.
Natalie Portman as Thor with her spaghetti arms and
Spaghetti arms.
all
The
sorts of crap.
The Into the Spider-Verse movie that came out, which I'm sorry, I don't. As good as people think that movie is, that movie was all about displacing the old guard.
Oh yeah.
So you have
Rick, but it's got amazing
you know, it's
animation.
great animation, it's great soundtrack. So what? Propaganda can be well formed. That doesn't make it
Exactly.
not propaganda.
Hey guys, if I make a Christian poster and you're not a Christian, I mean, it can still be a pretty poster. Like,
Yeah, the message for it was still just like that the old guard isn't really special. That Peter Parker is just some guy, and really anyone could be Spider-Man. And so, I mean, there's no one that wasn't based to except the white male Westerner.
yeah, that was supposed to be like the like what else is Spider-Man but a white male? Like,
Yeah, he's Peter Parker, and that's what he is. But they're like, actually, anyone can be Spider-Man. Okay, well then nobody can be Spider-Man.
now he's a token white guy in a neighborhood full of brown people, like, or what? In the movies now,
Yeah,
like
yeah. We
fucking
not get into the
MJ.
movies. I'm sure we'll have some live streams in the future dedicated to just talking about these issues on a um uh, wider application. But right now, we're just talking about this comic, the
Yeah,
Terror comic. So
sorry, Rick, you're
some
gonna be my anchor because I'm I'm that guy. Oh,
so
go ahead.
to summarize, there is a comic coming. We're making it. Me and Cesar, Terror the Girl from Earth. We're promoting it on this channel. We will also have our regular live streams with the regular guys. But we're also going to be heavily pushing this thing, and we're going to be leading up to an Indiegogo campaign. As of right now, we have not settled on a date. We have some ideas. So once we have that, we will announce it, and we're going to try to get some guest spots as well, other places. Yeah, man, that's it.
Yeah.
I think that's
Should we talk about what the comic entails? Like,
Okay.
maybe some of the world.
Yes.
Okay.
I guess you can call it the elevator pitch, right?
Yeah.
The first elevator pitch was what I told you, which was like, okay, get this. Tank Girl goes to Middle Earth.
Yeah. Pretty much.
It's this it's this woman, the character Tara. She is like
she's
an athletic alcoholic lesbian, I guess you can call her.
yeah, like the design of her is everything that's wrong with even virtuous behavior in modern culture. Like, for example, she's athletic, but she is so for no fucking reason, other than aesthetics. Like,
This is someone. Okay, think of the average. Okay, think of like Jessica Jones, who is I doubt. Oh, I'm sure some of you guys have watched the show or are familiar with the character from the comics, but she's like a stereotype of this current like female protagonist stereotype zeitgeist thing that's in the air.
she comes in, she never sweats.
She's like a rowdy drunk, and oh my gosh, she's so cool. But like, listen, we all know of it, unless you're like 13 years old and you don't know shit. We all know the kind of woman who is loud, brash, drinks and fights.
Yeah.
She's not a stable person. Maybe one of you guys has met a person like this in your life.
I met like 10.
I dated one. Okay.
Yeah.
I've met them. I've seen them. These are the kind of women who, when you dump them, they try to kill your dog.
Yeah.
These aren't good people. So there's something that they have an approach about this kind of character, which is the inherent instability of this person. So you have this. So you have this character. You have Tara. She enters into this. It's kind of like a high fantasy world. It's like a whole Wizard of Oz thing. She gets sucked into this other world, right?
Yeah.
This other world is
Escaflowne for the weebs.
If you know Wizard of Oz is, you know what Escaflowne is.
Yeah.
So she this other world is, I mean, much like her, this other world is also a commentary. It's think of like the average like high fantasy kind of universe where you have a bunch of races, you have kind of an idyllic fairy tale atmosphere. But think of it after it's suffered like a Blade Runner type degeneration culturally and
Yeah.
civilizationally, where it's reached some form of high technology based on their magic. Everyone's kind of this melting pot. They've lost a little bit of everything. Rick's love of isekai is showing through. I get from Ortho Bro here on the comments. Yeah, yeah. I guess. I mean, this is definitely. I mean, this is like a trope in the fantasy genre, right? You have Narnia, you have Wizard of Oz, you have a bunch of other stuff. My wife's watching a show called Outlander that has the same sort of things. If it goes to the past,
Outlander.
Yeah, it's
Is it like Highlander?
Yeah, except it's a woman and she didn't have a sword.
I'm like,
boring. It's based on some romance books. It's not worth getting into.
Oh, okay, whatever.
But yeah, so it's
Okay,
I guess that's the core concept, and she gets wrapped up into this battle, this whole kind of cultural struggle right now in that universe, which is there are various figures that call themselves gods, and they kind of control their own little like religious cults inside this huge mega city.
Oh man, I really wanted to show the picture of the Raven. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I wish I had it. I'll post it to the I'll post it to.
Yeah, just I'll make a little intervention. One of the so-called god figures in here is this Jim Jones type, Jim Jones fantasy type that's called the Raven, and he has a design that's like if you sort of have the two-headed eagle, but in the one is one rhomboid, and the beak is really elaborate, and it has an eye in the center, a red eye, but the whole thing is just a cloak.
Think of like you got Jim Jones, Pyramid Head, and an evil wizard, and you made him one character. That's the Raven. And
that's the Raven.
If you go to All Flame Comics right now, we are I'm tweeting out that picture you made
on Twitter.
Yes, hashtag Tear the Girl from Earth.
Oh my God, Rick!
Posted it. It's done. So yeah,
I'm gonna be the hype man. Okay. Oh my God.
Oh my God. Oh, he did it. Oh my God.
Did you guys know? Okay, go ahead.
Hold on. We got a comment. Isn't Outlander that show with the really big gay rape scene? I don't know. I saw half of one episode. That's all I know about the show. Don't ask me.
Ah, shit. Wait, I don't know about any big rapes.
Spoilers.
Oh,
Spoilers for the fans of gay rape scenes out there.
You guys already know.
You guys don't know. Don't ruin it for me.
Go ahead.
So she enters this cultural struggle that there is a small group of people. Well, I guess it's ultimately one person who is trying to take down the gods, and she becomes a part of this struggle. She's like, "Yeah, I'll do it," and the promise is if she helps them, they'll help her find a way home. But and I guess we'll end it with this: the secret is she didn't really want to go
home. Yes. So
so keep an eye out for those promo pages soon. We're gonna drop those. It's gonna have a nice look on what the comic will look like. Which if this thing's gonna run for 20 years, I'm sure over time we'll have some style evolving. But as of right now, it looks fantastic. I love working with Cesar. He's a fun guy, and also he's a fun guy. That's an awful joke. I'm sorry.
What? I'm a fun guy and a fun guy. Oh, a fun guy like a mushroom.
Just that was the reference to like Jay's Terrence McKenna video.
Okay.
It's awful. Listen, it's 11 o'clock. I'm tired. I gotta go to bed. I got like bad humor in me only at this time of night. All right, fellas.
When's the next live stream? Putting you on the spot.
At some point this week.
Okay.
Now that we have this thing up and running, we have StreamYard as our Hangouts replacement. Trying to get all the nerds on the squad to get StreamYard's accounts so we can all get on there. Yeah, it'll be cool. We'll see you guys later.
Totally cool. Bye.
All right, fellas.
Bye, guys.
Good night.
Night. Shut this off.